Welcome back, everyone. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm like really flustered right now, so I'm trying to like calm myself. I feel like the entire week has been like that for me. I don't know about all of you, but like the past week has been like frustrating. Not frustrating, but like high anxiety. That's what I feel. I'm like on edge. Must be Virgo season. Isn't there a full moon coming in Pisces as well? I don't know. Anyways, I'm here, so thank you for joining me. And I'm going to do the weekly tarot forecast today. Are you sitting in line to get gas? Yeah, that would make me flustered too. I'm gonna pull up my live on my laptop real quick, and then we're gonna get started here. So welcome if you're new to me. I have a lot of new people here. I don't remember what I was up to for subscribers last week, but I know I went up around 1,000, and I'm almost to 40,000. So yay, that's so exciting. Thank you for everybody who likes, shares, comments, joins me in the live, sends me emails, super chats, things like that. It all helps my page grow, and I really appreciate that. Hey, Lubu. The Xena Warrior Princess look. Actually, you know what this look is inspired by? The pool. And desperately needing to get my hair dyed and trimmed. Like you ladies know, when you're overdue for your hairstylist, you just put it up. Nobody notices. We'll light some sage here while we get started. So, yeah, I've had a really frustrating week, not gonna lie. And I tried to do some like deep breaths and I guess get back into my zen before I went live, because I don't like to do readings when my mind is scattered. I don't like that. I don't want to put that energy out, you know what I'm saying? But it's been so busy in my life lately, like I cannot breathe. That's how it feels sometimes. It's like too many people demanding attention all at once, you know? I just noticed my earrings are messed up. ADD. Ha! Fixed it. Yeah. Yep. So, and I also feel like, you know, especially for my women followers, because I feel like you can empathize. Like these days, you know, most women work outside the home, right? 40 hours a week. But I think that the expectation that the woman still does everything for the children and the home is still in place, even though we now expect women to function as men in the working world. And so a lot of women, me included in that category, are busting our asses in the work environment, and then also trying to give all of our energy, time, and attention to our homes and our family and our children. And it gets overwhelming, right? Like it gets overwhelming. And this week has gotten overwhelming for me, trying to keep up with life. So I thought, I don't know if this is how all of Virgo season's gonna be, but I sure hope not, y'all. I sure hope not. Hey, Lubu, what's up? You might be my only moderator in here. I don't usually go live during this time. And I just wanted to go live today because yesterday was my oldest son's 19th birthday, which makes me feel very old. But I'm not. I had him when I was really young. But still, 19. Like what? And he's actually gone most of the weekend, so we're celebrating it tomorrow. And so I wanted to go live today so I could have tomorrow to spend with him. Yeah. If you want to see what my son looks like, you can follow my Instagram. I put a picture of him up yesterday. Or no. Yeah, yesterday. I don't even know what day it is. Okay. So I'm going to do all of the zodiac signs, Aries through Pisces. Just getting my cards ready. All of the month of September readings are up. The last two went up on Thursday. So I hope you guys are enjoying them. Come back to them at the end of September, okay? So I do feel like people watch the reading, you know, they think they know what it means, and then they're on to the next reading, you know, tarot hoppers. A lot of people are tarot hoppers. And then they don't really gain the full insight into the message. So FYI, it's nice to read the reading when it comes out, read it. Listen to the reading when it comes out, yes. But then come back to it after September is over, rewatch it and see what actually transpired, what happened. How did that make sense afterwards? You know what I'm saying? You get more out of it that way. That's my personal opinion. But, yeah. So, we're going to do Aries. I'm going to continue to do monthlies and then hopefully mid-month check-ins. But like I said, my life is kind of crazy outside of YouTube right now. And I may or may not get to it. I don't know. I hope to, though, because I love doing them and I love being able to give that to you guys. Okay. Hey, Tammy. Welcome back. Hey, Stevie. I could use some good vibes, too. I'll send some to you. You send some to me, okay? All right. Aw, thank you for the $19.99. So sweet. Mrs. Marisol. Just gonna try and get a better angle here. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm so glad the Pisces readings resonate with you. So let's see. I want to be able to get my desk in here. Appreciate you. Thank you. Hey, Elizabeth. Welcome back. My private readings are closed right now. Sorry. You wouldn't want one from me right now anyways, because my life is too crazy. It would affect the reading. But if I get a chance to reopen them when things calm down, I definitely will. I don't see Carmen in here. But Carmen, FYI, I plan on using your Barnes & Noble gift card that you sent me probably tomorrow. Try and get some shopping in tomorrow. Or maybe sometime this week. But thank you, girl. If you're not in here, you'll see that later. All right. Aries. Oh, wait. I forgot to pull you up on the live. Hold on. We're going to go ahead and get started, y'all. Hold, please. Wow, they make me watch my own ads to get into my own live. Are you kidding me? Doesn't make any sense. Okay. Now I think I'm good. Okay, sorry. All right, Aries, you're up first. These are going to be quick. I say that every week and then they're not. But this time I mean it, I think. So let's see what kind of messages we get out for you, Aries. Hoping for good energy for everyone. This upcoming week, this energy will run from recent, past, present to, it's a weekly, so I'm setting the intention for the entire week. But time is but an illusion, people, and it's malleable, and we're all on different paths. So for some of you, this is going to resonate in the past. For some of you, it's going to be future. Some of you, present. Okay. But yeah, let's go on and get started with you. Aries. Whoa. So Aries, Can't get the card up to show you. The overall energy that you have here is the numinous. So this energy talks about mystery. Actually, the numinous to me also represents like a Pisces energy. So some of you might be on the cusp of Pisces and Aries or be dealing with one. But for the rest of you, this is just the energy that is around you this upcoming week. So it talks about the unknown, the unknowable, tapping into our intuition, our psychic abilities, ESP, for those of you that believe in that or practice that. It's all about universal truth and oneness and understanding the connection between self and others, and that there really is no dividation in divination. Does that make sense? There's no divide between us other than the piece of skin that keeps us separate, you know? And so, yeah. It also talks about shadow work. Some of you might have to be doing some shadow work this week. And if you don't know what that means exactly the card I just got out, which is the Five of Wands. Sometimes that's that tug and pull that we have inside of us, you know, knowing that we need to do better, but it's so easy to fall back into old habits or old ways of doing, thinking, being, right? And it's that inner struggle between, I know I need and want to do this, but it's a lot harder than you think it is. And so some of you might have some inner struggles going on this upcoming week. You know, and I think it's going to be important to tap into, like I said, the universal truth, and knowing that the struggle that you're feeling or the struggle that you're going through is not you falling off of your path. That is your path. You know, the struggle is part of that path. And sometimes people get confused when they start having things happen or occur in their lives. They think, oh, I've fallen off my path, or I've fallen off the wagon for some of you. But honestly, you know, it's all connected to the bigger picture. And sometimes we come back to struggles because we need to relook at it so that we can grow again. And those are kind of like the higher messages that I'm getting out of these two cards here, okay? So all that being said, what might you come up against? Well, anything that pulls this out. So you might be facing or dealing with consequences. Didn't mean to say that. Some of you, that means something. Dealing with situations and people where you have to use your intuition with them, where, you know, there might be conflict surrounding this person, this situation, and needing to tap into your inner knowing here. Yeah. So you have the Five of Wands and Six of Pentacles here. So there might be some competitiveness either in your energy or surrounding you, particularly in the work environment this week, you know? And I feel like too, Aries, it's almost like there might be a lot of time or people or things that are trying to grab at your attention, trying to grab your energy. And you might be trying to put yourself in too many places at once. So watch that, because I feel like if you overdo it, then there's a high anxious vibe kind of coming up underneath that may blow, you know. So that's just a warning about keeping it balanced, okay? I think that there's a lot of people that kind of have their hand out to you, you know, and I don't mean that like they're handing, like they want to help. I mean, they're looking for you to help them. And it might be a constant inner struggle for you this week as to whether you lend that hand or not. Maybe this person has caused conflict for you or tension in your life, and it's kind of like, I don't know, you know, or maybe your intuition is giving you some red flags about this person and should you give your energy to it or not. I think that Aries can be a very generous sign. At least the Aries people that I know, if they have it, they'll give it. You know, they're pretty free flowing with not just their thoughts and emotions. You know, Aries are pretty blunt, but they're also pretty giving in general. So, and that's good and that's fine, but just make sure that that you're giving it to people who deserve it, right? I do feel like some of you, there might be some new opportunities coming your way, particularly in the financial sector or work sector. But like I said, there's a lot of either tension surrounding that situation or competition. Okay, some of you have competition. I'm not getting a whole lot of love messages, but it can be love, it can be money. It's going to be different for all of you. So, for some of you, this is all on an internal level about trying to find balance, but maybe you have a lot of anxiety or tension kind of building up inside. And it's like, okay, put your attention elsewhere this week. You have other things you need to be focused on or other things you need to be doing this week that are very important. And I feel like that's where you're investing a lot of your energy as opposed to like this emotional tug of war here. And for your overall September reading, Aries, it looked great. I mean, it looked really good. I think the title of it was "You're Winning, Baby." So some of you are overcoming this, and growing in a mature way, in an emotional way, So yeah, underneath that I have the moon again, and so some of you might definitely be having Pisces in your chart or dealing with a Pisces. If so, if you're dealing with a water sign in general, I feel like there's regrets here on their behalf. And I think it's easy to maybe start feeling bad for someone that's, I think, caused a lot of conflict in your life, and that for some reason that might come up this week, and it pulls at your heartstrings. But, you've given your time and energy to this person, place, or thing in the past, and it hasn't given back to you. So what's different now? And I guess that would be the question I would ask for those of you that's going to have someone coming or someone pulling at your heartstrings this upcoming week is, how'd that work out in the past, right? That's kind of a side note, and that's particularly if you're dealing with a water sign, Pisces in particular, but can be Cancer, Scorpio. I do have fire out and earth as well. So some interesting messages for you. I think you're going to try and stay balanced this week. Six of Pentacles, I like in that you are in a generous mood. Love that. Just who you being generous to. Watch that. Two sides to that coin, right? So that's Aries for this upcoming week. Sorry, I don't mean to play with my nose, but my allergies been driving me nuts, and I thought I had a tissue over here. Guess not. Okay. Taurus. Taurus, you have the card of Leo here. Some of you may have Leo in your chart, might be dealing with a Leo this upcoming week, or it's just the energy that you'll be embodying this week. Leo-like energy. This is strength. This is courage. This is overcoming. This is also leading from your heart chakra. And so you might be making decisions that are more in alignment with where your heart is versus your head this week. It's kind of a flirtatious vibe as well, so it's a very expressive, creative type of energy, and I like that for you. Now on the negative side, and there's a positive and negative to every card, to every energy, watch any excessiveness this week, whether that be in self-expression and consumption and whatever, So we'll see what that's about. I think too that Taurus, if this is related to work, you know, it's important to be serious, you know, about what you're doing, but at the same time, it's okay to be playful with it and have fun with it. And to me, the Leo card also talks about finding like the playful side of life, not taking everything so seriously or to heart, you know. Hey, Drea, thank you for the $2. Thank you. So yeah, you know, having more of that playful vibe, you know, no matter how serious things get, we don't always have to be so serious. Does that make sense? So, it's like a little bit of a playful energy. So I got more cards out and I got the Strength card. It's the same card, more Leo energy. Some of you definitely might be dealing with a Leo or have that in your chart, okay? And then the Six of Cups here. So the Six of Cups to me is a very nostalgic, like childhood type of past energy. Some of you, you know, if quite literally you have children, I feel like you might just simply have some happy times with them this week. As simple as that. For others of you, this is just speaking of that energy, that childlike energy, interconnecting with your inner child. And isn't what I was just saying is that Taurus, I feel like if you've had a very serious nature about you, it's like it's an encouragement for this upcoming week or this weekend to, you know, loosen up, tap into your inner child. It just ain't that serious, right? And let your mind go for a little bit. Be playful, you know, and I feel that vibe here. For those of you dealing specifically with a Leo from your past, they're showing up this week. So you might be, they might be resurfacing this week, or for some reason they're emphasized this week. I don't know why. That's only if you're dealing with a Leo, but we'll see. Yeah, Justice, King of Pentacles. Look how serious these two cards are. So this is feeling justice, being strong-willed. Taurus, you're a fixed sign. You're pretty strong-willed, okay? And I think you can take on a lot. And that's that very serious, business-minded piece of you, right? And then there's this other piece over here. This like childlike, playful, grounded, mature type of energy. So I think you're finding a really good balance this week about being mature, being fair, but also being relatable, you know, being playful. It's all about the energy you're embodying this week. And I actually see that helps to balance things out, whether that's in work or relationships, love, you name it. Like I said, if you're dealing with a Leo and now I have Earth or Libra out, they may be resurfacing from your past, okay? And if that's the case, if this is someone you haven't been around for a while, it might cause a little bit of instability. But I feel whoever this is, you have a very strong connection with. That's for a few of you. Some of you, it's not that the person's coming back, but you might have some past memories resurface this week, you know, about things that used to make you feel unstable, but recognizing that you're in a different place now. And so it's like, you know, when someone has like, you ever think of someone that broke your heart or maybe hurt you or whatever, and it gets you all frazzled and unstable again. I feel like Taurus, you've actually moved past that if this is your situation. And it's a recognizing that, like, you know what, I haven't actually thought about that person in a while. Or when I do think about them, I don't get like all crazy wacky anymore, you know? And that's that Strength and Justice card coming out for you. Moving past that this week. Okay, so that's for those of you who had an ending here in the past. Overall, I feel like Your confidence is going to be like through the roof this week. Seriously. You got Leo out, you're a Taurus, you're a fixed sign. Leo's a fixed sign. And all this earth energy, it's like, it's beautiful, really, honestly. You know, have you ever met someone like when they walk into a room, they just grab the room's attention because their confidence? That's kind of like the vibe I'm getting here, Taurus. It's all about that confidence, that strut, you know? So, whether that's work or love or all of the above. Look, I made a rhyme. All right, like I said, could be dealing with Gemini, Scorpio, Leo, Libra, Capricorn, Virgo, or another Taurus, Leo. Or that just could be the energy around you. Who knows? Oh, I have a song in my head. Another sunny day, the wind has came away. That's not the words. It's a country song. I ain't listened to country in a while. Although I love all music. Let me go home. I think it's called Home. Home is a feeling. It's not a place, right? Some of you are going home. Does that make sense? Feeling at home. Something to do with that. Anyways. Gemini. Gemini. Oh, Gemini, you got Taurus. Some of you are on the Gemini-Taurus cusp. Is it Michael Bublé? Why do I think it was a country song? Weird. I don't know. Maybe there's a country version of it. Thank you, Tammy. All right. Gemini, some of you might be on the cusp here. Others of you, you could have Taurus in your chart or be dealing with the Taurus this week. If not, for others of you, this is just the energy, you know, that you'll be embodying this upcoming week. This is that bombshell energy, okay? So it's a very earthy, very practical energy, Gemini. It's also kind of like a bit of a pleasure-seeking type of vibe, to be honest. Yeah, so we'll see what that's about. I think that before you pleasure seek, you might want to think on it or deliberate first, okay? But it's all about staying grounded and feeling more grounded, okay? So if you've been a little bit stuck in your head or like, you know, your brain's been overwired, and I think I saw that in the last Gemini reading, this is a regrounding of that energy this week. It's that slow and steady wins the pace type of vibe, and I like that for you, Gemini. So we will see. Yeah, Four of Cups, Ace of Swords. Some of you have kind of been in this like indifferent, emotionally detached type of vibe here. Like the Four of Cups to me is always like this kind of disinterested vibe. Your mind might have been elsewhere. Like maybe you're at work, and your fingers are moving, but your brain is somewhere else, or, you know, you're around friends, but you feel disconnected from the situation. That is the worst feeling. That is the worst feeling, being surrounded by people you love and not being able to connect with them. I've been there. I know that feeling. But, you know, for some of you, that's past energy. I feel like you're going to be getting new communication and clarity. You're going to be getting the truth. And there's been some lies here, okay? There's been some deceitful communication, and or you might have had your eye on somebody, or they you, because I also see the Seven of Swords as a bit like of a watching from afar type of vibe. But I do feel that communication is coming through this week. Okay, some sort of communication. And And it helps you to see things, you know, for what they are. And I think it also helps to break you out of this somewhat emotionally detached vibe that I had been feeling for you, Gemini. And it's like, once you have that new information or that clarity this month, then I feel that that's what puts you in this Taurus energy here, this more practical, steadfast energy, because now you can move forward with whatever it is. I feel like some of you might have been waiting on this, or you thought it wasn't coming, right? So, like, yeah, something that you don't see it coming, whatever it is. Some of you gave up hope on it. Whether this is a person, a career, a place, I don't care. It's going to be different for all of you. But it's the sense of like, I don't know what I'm waiting for, you know, or like, yeah. And then here it is. Here comes the communication, right? But I don't like that the Seven of Swords is with it. So I do feel that, you know, it might be not the full truth, or this communication might be in secret, might be in private. But I feel like whatever it is going to give you clarity this week. So somebody might be secretly texting you or secretly trying to get in touch with you and you don't even know it. Like you don't even know it, or you don't even see it coming, and then you get that clarity this week, or you get that information, or you finally notice, you know. Because for some of you, I feel like somebody might have been trying to get your attention, but kind of like going about it in a passive aggressive way, or like a not directly communicating it, and you were totally missing the messages. Like you weren't picking up on what they were putting down, or you weren't aware that they were doing this for whatever reason. But I feel like you're going to know. Ace of Swords, you're going to know. You're going to get clarity. Some of you, you could have had a premonition about this. For those of you that are tapping into your psychic parts of you. So, interesting messages for you this week, Gemini. It's all about communication this week, which you had been bottling up some communication, I think, in like the monthly. And the encouragement was to use your superpower, which is that of being a Gemini, and communicate. So, yeah. You could be dealing with air, fire, or water, or Taurus. Or you could have that in your chart. Cancer. Lubu, are you my only moderator in here? That's so unusual. Let's see, Shaylee or Carmen. I don't usually go live right now, though. Okay. Cancer. I'm determined to get these done in an hour. I always go like 2 hours. But not today. Because I want to go enjoy my weekend. All right. Cancer, you have the North Node of Destiny here. This card always reminds me of the card of Aquarius, simply because of the star in the middle. Some of you might be dealing with an Aquarius or have Aquarius in your chart. It's all about the soul school this week, Cancer. Finding your fulfillment, finding your purpose. Sagittarius got this card in their monthly. Some of you might be linked to a Sag, or have that in your chart. For others of you, this is just the energy, okay? It's bringing things to fruition and, you know, understanding or seeing more clearly maybe what our purpose is, and being that beacon for other people. It's also about leading with integrity. And so, you know, if you have been tempted to kind of take the lower road or, you know, be immature. I think this week you're not going to do that. You're going to try and keep that maturity about you, keep that level head about you, and take the higher road, which is great. So okay. So, Cancer, you have the Four of Swords and the Chariot. And that's you. That's you, Cancer. You are the Chariot. Chariot. I can't talk. You are the Chariot, darling. In tarot. And you're in the upright. So that's, yay. That's amazing. So, I feel like this is going to be a good week for you. I feel that starting out the week, you're in the Four of Swords energy, which is reconnecting with self, taking that time out that you need. Some of you might be choosing to just kind of keep to yourself, keep quiet, you know. I think it's mostly so that you can maintain your composure this week, quite honestly. And then, you know, mid to end of the week is like fast movement forward. Some of you might literally be traveling, or for the rest of you, this is just you being in the upright, being a Cancer, you know, and feeling that star energy, feeling fulfilled, you know, remembering your purpose. And that's like the best place to be in, because life is so much more colorful, you know, it's so much more exciting and fun when we feel like we're actually participating in it and creating. And I feel like that's like a very creative vibe that you're going to be in for this week, Cancer. And I like that for you. On the bottom of the deck, the Hierophant, this is that Taurus energy. On the bottom of that, Leo. Wow. Some of you might have that in your chart, or it's just the energy. That's that inner knowing that I was just talking about, that inner knowing. Like, you know everything you need to do to move your energy forward, Cancer. And I feel like a lot of you came from a place where you had forgotten that, or you might have gotten stuck into like a lack mentality in the past. But it's like, you know, this week is all about that inner knowing and being strong, going for it. But it's a gentle strength. It's not an egotistical strength. It's not like, yo, look at me. Does anybody talk like that? I don't know. It's more of that, like, that soft strength where you can both be soft but also logical. Does that make sense? Versus like a braggadocious type of vibe. Where did my card go? I know I seen a card fly out. Guess not. So, yeah. I thought a card came out, but I guess not. It's, yeah, that calmness. And it's taken you a long time to get here, honestly. But again, going back to what I was talking about in the Aries reading, it's all about the journey. Life is not at all in any shape or form about the end destination, because we're all going to the same end destination, right? We're not infinite. We are finite, and these bodies come to an end regardless. And people get so caught up in like where they're headed, and like, yes, when I get there, I'm going to be comfortable and I'm not going to have to do anything. Or when I get this house and this, I'm going to retire and do nothing. Life don't work that way, because you're not here to do nothing. You're here for the journey. You're here to participate. And I guess like the higher message is remember that. Remember that. Stop thinking when I get this, I'm going to have a resting stop. You won't. Your resting stop is also, though, whenever you want it to be, because that's also part of the journey, right? And then I just had the song come into my head by Brad Paisley, and this came up in Scorpio's reading. When I Get Where I'm Going. Do you know that song? Brad Paisley and Dolly Parton. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, there'll be only happy days. I don't even know why I'm pulling extra cards. That's the message. Yeah, Hermit at the bottom of the deck. So I love that, and I think that, again, lots of strong energy around you, ready to move forward towards your fulfillment this week. And if somebody's not on this path with you, you're going to treat that situation with silence this week. I do not feel you will give it any attention, and definitely not communication. Could be dealing with Taurus, Leo, another Cancer, Scorpio, Sag, Aquarius. Or you could have that in your chart. All major signs. Wee. Okay. I just noticed that my shirt's falling apart. Leo. Carmen usually does my timestamps, but I still don't see her in here. Somebody want to do my timestamps for me, please? Please. All right, Leo. Leo. I didn't read your name. Thank you, Amadeus. I think that's how you say it. Appreciate that. Thank you, Lubu. Leo. Overall energy is Aries. Some of you are connecting with an Aries this week or have Aries somewhere in your chart. That's just the energy that you're embodying. This is all about activating that self-starter type of mentality here. It's the rebel, it's the radical, it's fierce, it's assertive, fiery. I feel like whatever it is this week, Leo, you're going to be on a mission. You know what I'm saying? Like boss mode. Or the encouragement is to embody that, right? It also talks about being courageous, and on the other side of that, kind of, don't go overboard with it. You can go overboard with any energy. If you go overboard with it, you might become impulsive or argumentative, competitive, so keep a nice balance on it this week, Leo. I'm so happy to see that energy, because Leo, your readings to me haven't been very Leo-like in the past few readings. It's been kind of very emo and in the watery type of energy. So, and as I say that, you get the Knight of Cups, King of Cups. Well, there's that emo energy. So, but the good news, it's in the upright. So, Leo, I feel like you're going to be tapping into your more emotional side this week, but it's in this way of like being very assertive. So if you have been wishy-washy or maybe holding back in love, I feel like you're going to switch that energy up this week, because I feel you're the Knight of Cups energy. So you're going to be open to love and receiving love. Some of you are going to come forward in love. And, diving into that emotions. It's kind of a brave energy. It doesn't even have to be love either. It could be career or family. I feel like for some of you, it's taking courage to be able to do this, or to, if you have been in this more daring, fierce type of energy. I don't think so. Most of you, I think you've been in this more emo, but you're going to be switching out of it or back and forth between it, which is interesting. So let me get some cards on that. Now, if you're dealing with a water sign male in particular, Leo, I feel like that person is going to come forward this week. All right. But I like the King of Cups energy, okay? So the King of Cups energy is very romantic, you know, very soft, very heartwarming. It is someone who's connected with their emotions, okay? With the Knight of Cups, it's like, hey, I'm here, I'm available. Do you need me? What do you need from me? You know, and at the same time, with the Aries energy backing it up, it's kind of, it's in a very confident, assertive way. So I feel it's kind of a sexy vibe, Leo. You know what I'm saying? Three of Cups, yeah. I have a Post Malone song stuck in my head. Post Malone. The song is I Fall Apart. Oh, I fall apart. You guys know that song? She told me that I'm not enough. Yeah. Go check out that song, I Fall Apart, Post Malone. For those of you who like Post Malone. But the song is about, you know, feeling like you weren't enough. You know, some of you felt like you weren't enough for this person, and that's why it's taking bravery to either move on or open up, you know, because I think that maybe you don't really know what kind of response that you're always going to get here. But I feel that you're in this mode of wanting to celebrate, reconcile, be around friends. I think that if there has been conflict, that's not what you want, right? You want to surrender that energy this upcoming week. And yeah. There might be some things that are going to pull at your heartstrings this week, Leo. And that Post Malone song is so strong right now. So, now here's a caveat. Side note, not all of you are going to be in this. Some of you have a third party situation going on here. You know, where one party's competing for the attention of the other person. And I feel like, you know, somebody might be trying to make advances on that situation this week, Leo, whether that's you or the third person. And it's definitely going to cause conflict. Definitely. And that might be the fuel that finally fires up your ass to be the more of an Aries energy and be like, I've had enough, you know, or this person. Right? That's a group of you over here. Yeah. Interesting. That's particularly true if you're dealing with the water sign. A Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But I also have Aries here, and Leo and Sagittarius are out. So, gonna be different for all of you. Ooh, I fall apart. Ooh, I fall apart. Okay. Virgo. Virgo, you are showing up as the 12th house of surrender. Okay. This talks about the subconscious mind, okay? Dreams, compassion, karma, forgiveness, the unseen, healing. It also talks about guilt, and surrendering that guilt. Do you know what I'm saying? Like letting go of that, whether that's you doing that or you're dealing with someone like that. We all carry guilt around, okay? We do this all the time as human beings. Whether it's as simple as like, damn, I wish I didn't say that, or I wish I would have done that differently, or, you know, we do that. And some of you have really been holding on to that, and it's time to surrender it. Because we all do things we regret, but that's not who you are. That's something you did. That's not who you are. Does that make sense? Or you're dealing with someone like that who's having some regrets, okay? So, Virgo, Ace of Pentacles here, Two of Swords, and then the Star energy. So, I feel like don't know what you don't know, right? And I feel that's where this surrender type of energy, guilt type of energy is coming from. And the reason that you need to let it go is because you didn't know what you didn't know. You know, you didn't know that that would have that consequence, or you didn't know that if you said that, that would hurt that person, or you didn't know, you know, you don't know what you don't know. And that's how we figure things out, and that's how we grow. And I feel like that's what the Two of Swords is here for. Some of you have a difficult decision between having a new beginning here, or some sort of new commitment, new finances, new money, new career, whatever this is for you, versus this, which is having that star energy, fulfillment, hope. You know, and the first question that came to my mind, Virgo, was why not both? Oh gosh, now I have a song in my head. I'm not going to sing it right now, but it's the Judds. Anybody remember the Judds? Why not me? Why not? Why can't you combine what you've learned with what you know and be the powerhouse that you are? Well, you certainly can, Virgo. You can do that this month. Okay? Sorry, something in the chat caught my attention. Some of you feel like you can't trust someone within the work environment. Okay, or you might not have all of the information in regards to the situation. Okay, but I feel like it's not what you think it is. So some of you are fearing like the worst, and it's not that. It's not what you think it is. So don't let like your mind get away with you this week. Does that make sense? Because I think that you're starting out the week with a new beginning, new opportunity. You know, if this is wealth, finances, it looks good. You got something new here. But it's like, I don't know. Maybe you don't know like enough about what you're doing at work, quite literally. Or there's some information you're missing here. It doesn't even have to be about work. But I feel like, don't worry, because you do know, okay? So this is pushing past that. This is figuring out the fact that you don't need to know to be able to push forward, right? So maybe you don't have all the information. Maybe you don't have all of the tools, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because guess what? Nobody else has all the answers either, right? So I feel like you're ending the week on the Star, which is like this renewed sense of hope and healing. It's a restoration type of vibe. It's a very freedom, independent type of vibe. So I feel like a lot of you want to be or will be very like independent this week, okay? And it's a very self-forgiving vibe, okay? So let go of whatever it is that you're holding on to that keeps you from feeling healed. That baggage we carry around, okay? Forgive yourself, forgive others if you need to, because the Star energy is here this week. And the overall message was surrender. If this is a relationship, then I feel like it's hard. You know, you want to commit and you want to heal, I feel. But you're also somewhat untrusting because you've probably been hurt before in the past, right? So letting those defenses down a little bit this week, surrendering to that, okay? Okay. So you have Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy, and Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy here. Libra. Libra. And happy birthday to any Virgos who are celebrating your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Oh, the song that came into my mind was "Why Not Me" by the Judds. Why not me? That was an old song. Will you finally come down to your old hometown? Your Kentucky girl's been waiting patiently. Me and my sister used to sing that song, Waiting for the Bus Stop. And actually, that song reminds me of my father, and my father is a Virgo. Yep. His birthday's coming up. So maybe that was a message for me. I don't know. Fifth house of passion here for my Libras. I like this. Tapping into your passionate side this upcoming week, Libra. This is about entertainment and creativity, playfulness, love affairs for some of you. Passion, humor, you know. It's a very romantic type of energy, or it's a very playful energy at the very least, you know, because certainly not all of you are dealing with a romantic partner, but yeah. So 9 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles here. If you've been feeling left out, that, you know, if you've been feeling alone, isolated, I feel like you're going to be switching that energy up this week with the 9 of Pentacles here. Getting more financially stable for some of you, quite literally. You know, if you felt like you were being left out at work, then I feel like that energy will leave towards the end of the week, and you're establishing yourself, but in a very independent type of way, okay? So, for others of you that this isn't work, I feel like the 9 of Pentacles to me is someone who has everything that they need. It's also, to me, represents generally like a single person. Oh, I'm a single ladies, you know, but doesn't have to be, right? It's just that freedom, independent. It's having everything you need and being able to do whatever you want whenever you want it. And so if you've been isolating self or others, I feel like it's because you're really, really focused on your day-to-day, things that you want, building yourself up. For some of you, building your career up, and you're really getting very passionate about that. And so I feel like if that's where all of your energy is going, that's where all of your focus is going, you might be isolating to some degree, and or inadvertently, you might be the one leaving someone out, okay? So if you felt in the past like this abandonment type of energy here, you're coming out of that this week and looking mighty fine. Might be some new opportunities coming up too. Page of Pentacles here. Definitely some new information, new communication that I feel you've been waiting on. So if you've been waiting on some information, particularly about work, I see that coming through this week. For others of you, this might just be a new opportunity to grow yourself, to plant those seeds, you know? And I feel like whatever you do this week, you're going to do it with some passion, with some oomph behind it, you know? But also with some humor behind it. I think Libras are pretty funny people. I'm a Libra moon. Like, do you know what I'm getting? Like, they're air signs, so they understand like jokes, inside jokes. They're very witty, usually. Most Libras are. Most Libras I know, because they're quick. They're quick with the comeback. You know what I'm saying? It's that air sign energy. I have no idea why that's coming up, but for some reason I feel like that's what you're gonna be like this week, like quick with the comeback. You know what I'm saying? You know. Some of you are making a comeback. Could be dealing with lots of earth here. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus energy, but I also have air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. I don't think I've ever went a full reading, Lubu, without Carmen or Shaylee in here. I feel kind of lost right now. I don't even see Southern RN in here, or Melanie. I hope you're doing okay being the sole moderator in the chat. I hope everybody's behaving today for you. All right. Scorpio. It's interesting because I go to Scorpio and there you are at the bottom of the deck. So, Scorpio. Yeah, there it is. Scorpio. The energy is the square, which talks about challenge, feeling challenged, tension, stalls, you know, sounding the alarm, frustrations. Goodness gracious. Scorpio, you're going to hate me. It's like the same message last week. On the other side of this, it talks about being motivated by that. So you might have some stagnation this week, or stalls, or tension building up. I feel like there's a buildup here, so a lot of pressure. What I saw in my mind was like a pressure cooker, right? And so I feel like that frustration, that struggle is helping, or will be, what motivates you to get yourself out of this dynamic or this situation. On the very other side of this card, the one thing it can represent is reconciliation. And the Six of Cups is out. So interesting. There might be a lot of tension building up, a lot of frustration building up, a lot of pressure there. And I think that a lot of you at this point, if this is your situation, you're feeling it internally now. Like, you ever get like real like overloaded or overstressed, that you can feel it, you know, like you can feel it building up in your chest or in your back. That's how powerful our emotions are. They can manifest into physical ailments, right? That's kind of what I'm feeling here. The other side of that, if that is happening physically, obviously consult a physician, but working out will help relieve that. And that's one of the messages of this card. So that's for some of you. Like staying active, running, walking. So Six of Cups out, past energy, starting out the week. Memories, past memories for some of you. Might be stuck there on an emotional level to some degree or another. But then you have the Three of Pentacles here. Thank goodness for that. So I feel that that's that energy I was talking about. Pushing that, you know, pushing that envelope into a more cooperative energy, where I feel that when we feel tension like that, when we feel frustration like that, it's often signals from our spiritual self, from our emotional self, that's saying, hey, you know, you need to address the situation, or you need to stop. And, you know, it's a signal to the brain that there's something more here, or something different to be done, or something else that needs to be worked out before things move forward, right? Like, I try to think about any time I felt like really stressed. I used to suffer from, this is an example, I used to suffer from anxiety attacks a lot. And I noticed that my anxiety started relieving itself, and I haven't had one in a long time. But when I look back to the time period when I was having them all of the time, was when I was totally ignoring my intuition. You know, so like it was during a time period where I knew I was not making the correct choices. But for some reason, my ego wanted that, or I just was ignoring it, or, you know, I think like your brain always clues you in, right? Like, no, don't do that. And when you ignore it, you ignore it, you ignore it, it starts to create anxiety, right? Because you know that this is not right, or this is not the right path, or something, you know, you need to do something else. Okay. And so I give that example because I feel like that's where this challenging energy keeps coming up for you, Scorpio. And that you're not stopping to say, like, why do I feel so much frustration? Or, you know, why do I keep experiencing anxiety? Why do I keep being presented with challenges, right? And I think you'll find the answer in the past, actually. How you dealt with things in the past, a person from the past. It needs to be relooked at. I know you're so tired of hearing that. I feel like some of you would probably punch me through the screen if you could. Like, Scorpio's been ready to leave the past behind, but the past keeps haunting you, right? But with the Three of Pentacles here, I feel that you are making progress. Whether you feel that way or not, you are making progress. And there's people that want to help here, okay? There's cooperation to be had. So that's the other thing. Yeah, Five of Swords. You know, you might have felt a sense of defeat or conflict in the past, and so you're expecting that. But I feel like that's not what you're going to get. You're actually going to get cooperation in the situation, okay? So that's also talking about that past energy, or things that have happened in the past, or the way you felt in the past, like fearing that will repeat. I feel like that's just a fear at this point, because right now I see cooperative energy. I mean, at least this week, you know? So if someone's been made you feel defeated, or they in the past, or a situation has made you feel defeated, I feel like that dynamic is changing now, where it's more about cooperation this upcoming week. It's all about rebuilding. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Three of Pentacles to the Four of Pentacles. Cooperation, building up. And holding on to the fact that you deserve the Ten of Cups, and you absolutely deserve it, Scorpio. Holding on to that, wanting to hold on to that. So I like that. It's like the path of you. Some of you have chosen the path of most resistance as opposed to least resistance. But hey, it's your choice. You have free will. But either way, you're going to push through the energy no matter what, because you're determined to get your Ten of Cups, which is complete fulfillment. So, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. How many more times can I say yeah? Yeah. It's a hanging on type of energy. Maybe you're doing it on a subconscious level. You don't even know. And I I have a Wilson Phillips song stuck in my head right now. I'm not going to sing it because I'm going to spare you all of singing it. No, I'm not. Hold on for one more day. Oh, God. Who didn't love that song? I know there's pain. Why do you lock yourself up these chains? You got no one to blame for your unhappiness. Oh, baby. Oh, God. Me and my sister used to sing that when we were kids, too, waiting at the bus stop. Of course, I always took the lead, right? She had to be Carney. I always wanted to be the redhead, actually. Anyways. Someday somebody's gonna make you wanna turn around and say goodbye. So, Sagittarius. Some of you are singing it in the chat. Sing it out loud with me. You got yourself into your own mess. Ooh, just letting the worry pass you by. Don't you think it's worth the time to change your mind? Oh, I need the drums. How many clicked off right there? I bet I got a thumbs down right there. All right, sorry. Sagittarius, moving on. Y'all need to lighten up in here. Sagittarius. Thanks, Leanna. Leannan. Glad you're singing along. Thanks, Sagittarius. Okay, I was going to say, are you going to have a card come out? All right, card of Libra. Some of you might have Libra in your chart or be dealing with a Libra this upcoming week, or it's just the energy surrounding you. So this talks about harmony, cooperation, being balanced, also being socially aware of self and how you come off to others. It's a very artistic type of vibe, and it's a very fair type of energy, but it also can be a bit of like a people-pleasing energy, right? So it's okay to be considerate and obliging towards other people, but make sure that it doesn't like border into people-pleasing, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Where you're not staying true to yourself. It can also be a bit of a judgmental vibe. So that could be the energy surrounding you, or that could be your energy. So we'll see. Nine of Wands and the Emperor here. So the Nine of Wands in this deck is waiting energy, and the Emperor is also waiting energy to me in this deck. Okay, some of you could be dealing with another fire sign, particularly Aries. I feel like you're willing to wait for whatever it is that you feel you deserve this week, and you know, I feel like you want to be in the driver's seat as well. It's also tapping into that wiser part of you that knows better, okay? So if you're presented with challenges or conflict this week, the message that I'm getting is that you know better, right? Like, or some of you feel like that, like you know better than this person, or you know more than this person. You know, and maybe you do. I don't know. But, yeah, it's like, no, I know. You know, I think that there's a heavy focus on being your authentic self this upcoming week. Sagittarius, this is your card in the upright. It's that blend of being both fiery and emotional and balancing the both, and being, you know, Yeah, a little bit judgmental, but not because, you know, you didn't weigh out the person or the situation. You know, it's like, I feel that my decision is fair, you know, based on what I know or based on what information I have. You know, I feel like there might have been a walking away in the past or feeling isolated. And I saw that in your overall monthly reading, that there was going to, that some of you were starting the month that way, right? Wanting to hermit mode, so, to some degree or another, to regain your emotional well-being, yourself, to get more balance too with your health habits. All right. And I feel like this week it's kind of like this energy of, I know what I deserve and I'm willing to wait for it, or I'm willing to fight to the end for it or push past it. You know what I'm saying? uh yeah, I gotta go blow my nose. It's driving me nuts. But yeah, Sagittarius, sorry, I don't mean ADD. That's the vibe that I'm getting here. I do want to get one clarifier on the Emperor. I want to get a clarifier on the Emperor, and the Emperor came out. Well, that's not much clarification, is it? Some of you are definitely dealing with an Aries or a Libra. It's that, yeah, you're not going to relinquish control this week, okay? And nobody's going to budge you this week, honestly. Like, I feel like you know better. You feel you know better, right? Or this person does. For some of you, it's the person you're dealing with, but I'm trying to focus my reading solely on you. And it took forever for me to get cards out for you, Sagittarius, so I feel this energy of not willing to budge, okay? All right, then the Queen of Cups. So towards the end of the week, maybe even into next week, you're going to soften that energy a little bit and open up a little bit more on an emotional level, but only until you get right with the other pieces of yourself or the other pieces of your life, right? You're all about business this week, Sagittarius, all about business. Some of you are quite literally the boss or dealing with your boss this week. All right, so lots of Aries energy, but could be dealing with the Leo or Sag this upcoming week, or Libra. Okay. Capricorn. Oh, y'all gotta give me a second because my nose is itching so much and I need a tissue. Hold, please. Okay. Sorry about that. I try not to leave my lives when I'm live, but I couldn't stand it. My nose is driving me nuts. Okay. Capricorn. Capricorn, your reading for this month was intense. Very intense. And it wasn't going to be for all Capricorns. But if it was for you, you knew it when you watched it. It was you. It was one of those readings where you could not deny if that was you. It would have triggered something inside of you when you watched it. And if it wasn't for you, then you're not going to relate to it at all. So, just FYI. Very intense messages. Thanks, B-Blades. Yeah. Capricorn. Okay. You have the 9th house of seeking. Okay. this talks about foreign travel, adventures, higher education, faith, beliefs. I've been seeing a lot of spiritual messages for you lately, Capricorn. And as I say that, I look down, it says spiritual quest on it. I feel like some of you are really, really, really on that path right now, whether that's consciously or subconsciously, or needing to at least look into it, because it keeps coming up in your readings about exploring and seeking something bigger than you, and seeking for answers. Some of you are really looking for the why in life. And I saw that in the monthly reading. On a much more lighter note, this can literally talk about adventures or travel. So some of you might have the opportunity to do that this upcoming week. And then, as I say, you're going on a spiritual quest. You get the Death card out. Scorpio energy. That's all about transformations. That's all about endings. That card came out in your monthly reading, and it was talking about changes that were happening on an emotional level and reconnecting with who you really are, who you are outside of what people say you are, what people tell you are, about what society tells you are. Yeah, a lot of karmic messages here. Wheel of Fortune, this is the Wheel of Karma. The timing is now. Okay. The timing is going to be right this week for you to have some endings and transformations going on. And I feel it's on an esoteric spiritual level, but it could be in any area of your life. Particularly if you're dealing with a Scorpio, there's some sort of like fated type of karmic energy surrounding this person. And like this person might be helping you in some way or another dive deeper into your spirituality, or you might have Scorpio somewhere in your birth chart. And if you do have it in your birth chart, I would encourage you to look to see what house it falls in and start looking into that, okay? So I'm going to need a little bit more information than that. Sorry, I can't leave Capricorn on that note. The Hierophant. Oh my gosh, this is all... The Hierophant represents religion, spirituality, traditions. Some of you are letting go of traditions that maybe you've held on to, beliefs that you've held on to, people you've held on to. And, diving into something new, something else. The unknown. I feel like a lot of you are going through this journey of the soul, okay? Because then you have the Knight of Pentacles. This is someone who's ready to take that walk, take that path. So I feel like, yeah, I think it's a positive change, Capricorn. And I know like when we get esoteric and spiritual messages, people get scared by that, But I don't feel that energy. I feel like it's time to have a new adventure. It's time to let old belief systems that no longer serve you. I think that it's been encouraged over and over and over again in your readings, Capricorn, to seek, to look more into faith, spirituality, where your aspirations are. Take some more... I don't ever want to say take risks, because I never trust that who's watching, and they may take some terrible risks. Take calculated risk, But change is a coming, and change is here. And I saw that in September, and I see it again. There's most definitely changes coming that are going to be out of your control. And I feel like it helps you to move forward. So the Knight of Pentacles here is someone who is taking what they've learned and they're moving forward. So you could be dealing with a Taurus or a Scorpio, Capricorn, Virgo, are the zodiac signs I have out. Aquarius. Dang, I was trying to go for an hour. Hey, Carmen. Carmen, I was just telling Lubu, I feel lost without you and Shaylee here. I've never went live that long without you guys. So glad you made it. I'm already to Aquarius, so. Aquarius. I also told them, Carmen, that I was going to go to Barnes & Noble's probably this weekend, tomorrow or sometime this week, to use the card that you sent me. Thank you. Aquarius. Aquarius, the card that came out for you is the first house of self. This is about self-image, your physical body, life, your philosophies on life, consciousness, opinions. It's a self-awareness type of vibe this week, Aquarius. So, you know, and it's also about self-expression. So you have the Hierophant here, and then the Fool. So I feel like a lot of you already know what you need to do to go into the next chapter of your life. And the house that came up was the first house. Okay, that's brand new. That's a new chapter. That's a new beginning. It's a new way of thinking. It's a new awareness of self and others, right? What came out after that was the Fool. And before that was the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is more of a traditional vibe, more of a what's always been done vibe. And the Fool is this energy of like brand new, being innocent. Oh my God, being innocent again. Wanting that. So I feel like some of you are getting like a redo this week, right? Some of you are going to be having some new beginnings this week. It could be in partnership. It could be in love. It could be in career. Could be with a Taurus or an Aries. Yeah, that's that waiting energy. Some of you have been waiting. So I feel like you put the time and energy and effort into yourself, okay? You have waited patiently, I feel, for things to come to fruition. And this week, it's like, bam, here it is. Judgment, the Fool, that new beginning energy, that decision, okay? Whether that's you reaching for it or somebody reaching for you. But I feel that it all has to do with how you express yourself as well, and what image, what feeling you give other people. You know, and there is a caution here about, you know, watch any impulsivity, judgmental type of energy. You know, you want to stay in the High Priestess energy, which is kind of above that. You know, not that I believe anybody's above anybody else, but it's an energy of making the decision to hone in and bring in that new energy, that new chapter. Some of you have been feeling kind of like an old man lately, whether you're male or female, you know? Just feeling like you have a lot of responsibilities here. And this week, I think you're going to get to shift into a more youthful energy. A more optimistic energy here with the Sun card. Wanting to invest time into self, I feel. Some of you, a relationship, particularly, like I said, if you're in a relationship with Aries, Leo, Taurus, Libra. So I like that. don't know what the Judgment card is. Having all of the tools necessary to move forward, okay? So if you've been waiting, if you've kind of been in a stagnant energy, whether that's in love, career, family, whatever, I feel like you're going to be getting some news this week, or the communication that you need, or the new beginning that you've been wanting. And it starts over a whole nother cycle. It starts a whole new chapter. So mark this in your book. Mark September 2019 in your book of life as chapter whatever this is for you. You know, chapter 10, chapter 11. Right? So in our all of our book of lives, we all have chapters we go through, and things we're learning through that and completing. I can look back on my life and tell you exactly what chapters I went through, you know, from what ages. You know, for me, like 16 through 22 was a very difficult chapter in my life. It was a lot of endings, a lot of uncertainty, you know, but I grew from that. Okay, so like 22 to 30 something, that chapter was a much lighter chapter, a much expansive. So I'm giving you examples, right? You can look back on your life, Aquarius, and you can clearly see where one chapter ends and another begins. And so I want you to mark this date, because the new chapter is here. And what you decide to make that chapter, that part is up to you. Okay? But you're definitely in manifestation mode this week. Like I said, could be dealing with Aries, Taurus, Leo, Libra, or have that in your chart. Pisces. Shaylee, you made it. Shaylee, I just got done telling Carmen and Lubu, because Carmen didn't get here until just now, that I felt lost. Like, I felt a little lost. No offense, Lubu's, you've been doing a great job. But I'm so used to having all of you in here. So I was like, I don't know what to do without my moderators. Were you at Barnes and Nobles? Because I just got done telling Carmen that I'm going to go to Barnes and Nobles probably tomorrow, or sometime this week when I get a chance, because she sent me that gift card. And you know what I'm going to get? Probably like my 18th millionth deck of cards that I don't need, but why not? Every time I'm in there, I get a new tarot deck. And I try not to, but I still do. I'm just drawn to that section. Like, Barnes and Nobles is huge, and their spiritual section is like this big. I mean, it's a tiny corner of the store, and like as soon as I get in there, I'm like a beeline straight for that one bookcase. And then I'll sit there, and I'm one of those people that like gets out like 7 books, and then I sit on the floor so nobody else can see the books in front of me. You know, so I sit on the floor like right in front of the books that everybody's trying to get to, and I read. And then when I read enough, I put it back. I don't pay for it. I'll make a day of it, you know. They got a coffee shop in the one by me too, so hey. Anyways. Okay, sorry. Pisces, back to you. See, my friends came in the chat and I got all excited. Sorry. You're all my friends. I'm just kidding. And I appreciate everybody joining me. So, Pisces, let's see what this week is about for you. What can Pisces expect this week? Second house of assets. Who got this card? Leo got this card. Some of you are dealing with the Leo or have Leo in your chart. Others of you, that's just the energy, right? So it's the second house of assets. That's our material world. That's our possessions. That's the tangible, right? That's finance. That's career. That's, unfortunately, how some people decide their worthiness in life. You know, your worth in life has absolutely nothing to do with the amount of stuff you have, the amount of money you have. But in the world we live in, do we place that value there? A lot of people do, yeah. So there's a caution here about not getting caught into that, you know, not getting wrapped up in that. You are not your job title. You are not your bank account. You are so much more than that. And I feel like that's going to be a good reminder this week, because you might be very, very finance oriented this week. Very wanting luxury, wanting, you know, some of you want to redo your wardrobe or might be going through your wardrobe this week. And certainly if it makes you feel good, look good, feel good, great. But just know that you're more than that, okay? So I got these cards in your reading because I just did your reading either yesterday or the day before. The Tower, 10 of Wands, King of Pentacles. So you might have some unexpected things occur, okay, this upcoming week. I feel like with the 10 of Wands here, you are strong enough to be able to take on whatever this is that's coming your way. Okay, it could be within the work environment, and I'll clarify that. It's an unstable energy, but it's like you are bound and determined, Pisces, to push through that this week, and because of that, I feel like the bounce back game is strong. Do you know what I'm saying? So it is the Queen of Pentacles here. That's knowing that you have all of that you need already, okay, and staying grounded when maybe things around you are a bit chaotic or heavy. That's that mentality of being able to get things done when they need to be done regardless, right? And so I feel like Pisces, that's kind of the energy that you are embodying this upcoming week. And so I do want to know what the Tower is about. This is almost the same message as your monthly. So if you didn't go watch the monthly, go watch it, because I think all three of these cards came out in the monthly. And it was all about pushing through, you know, and yeah, going from unstable to stable. Some of you, it's quite literally in your finances, you know, things, because of the hard work that you've put in, you're now in a place where you are the Queen of Pentacles energy, which is a much more stable energy, you know? Yeah, 9 of Swords over the Tower. So that's that shift I was talking about. Being stuck in your head, too much to do, not enough time to do it, a lot on your plate, you know, and it's easy to get frazzled. And you're trying to build, or put your energy here, then put your energy here, then put your energy here. And it's like a reminder this week, like, calm down. You know, it's good to want to push for things and to take on all of that energy, but at what expense? At what expense, right? And so this week, I think towards the middle of end of the week, you're going to recognize that and focus on what is meaningful to you and the day-to-day, and getting back grounded and being more logistical with things. So you had some additional cards pop out. Let's see what that's about. Knight of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, the Empress, the Hermit. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So I feel like, yeah, that energy is going to shift. This unstable, heavy, stressed out energy is going to shift this week into a more logical, a more emotionally available, a more confident type of vibe. But I definitely feel like towards the end of the week, Pisces, you're going to want to hermit mode. Focus on your family, your life. Spend some time by yourself, okay? Because you end on the Hermit here. It's like, it's that knowing of what really matters at the end of the day, okay? It's that understanding of what really matters at the end of the day, and that self-value, self-worth, Yeah. Some of you might literally have someone coming forward this week that's made your life unstable in the past, caused you a lot of anxiety, and now they're trying to be more emotionally available to you this week. And I feel like if that's the case, you have a choice in how you want to respond. But I feel like whatever choice you make, it's going to be a much more grounded type of energy. In the fact that you're not going to accept or allow for them to put you in this state anymore, this anxious state of being. Because you might have been doing a lot of work on self, money, finances, things like that. So could be dealing with Virgo, Taurus energy here, Capricorn, Scorpio energy here. Or Leo energy. Possible air sign. So that was Pisces. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm sorry I went live on Saturday instead of Sunday. So those who have been with me for a long time, then you know I prefer to do it on Sundays. But I have plans tomorrow. So no, Carmen, I don't have any funny stories today. I've had a really stressful week. And so also FYI, if I've not been like returning emails or messages or whatever, I've been like mentally exhausted this week. For real. For real. But I'll get you a funny story next time. I also haven't been live on my other YouTube channel in a while, but I plan to. Maybe I'll go live tomorrow or later today. I don't know. Because there have been a couple topics that I've been wanting to talk about. I've been wanting to talk about my experience as a nurse and my experience with death. And because as you guys know, I worked in the cancer unit for most of my nursing career. So I experienced a lot of death, and that's where I really started getting interested in spirituality, because I noticed the shift that happens when someone passes, right? And so I have been wanting to talk about that and my experiences and the people I've met in my own spiritual journey through nursing, through cancer care, through hospice. So I'll probably do a video on that soon on my other channel, not this one. This one just strictly tarot. And that is in the link in the description box below if you want to follow me there. Otherwise, yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. I love you so much. And have a good weekend and have a good week. And I'll catch you next time. Namaste, my friends. Love you so much. Bye.